Style trees and
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen.
I like to smoke early, check out how I do it. Blowing on the toilet in the bathroom, boo-boo it. I'm high and feeling light while I wash my hands. I got a blunt hanging off my lip like an old granddad. Starting my teapot, my day's begun. I'm about to jump in the gym just to bust it down. Rolling up another one to ease my pain. Spumoni Kush hitting hard enough to dent your frame. Strolling through the garden in a midday mission. I wanna smoke this one and that one and oh yeah, this one. Smells got my nose hairs gigging today. Smoke fire out of front to leave till the whole thing is gone.
You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. Yes, you know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. I like to smoke. I like to smoke. When we pull up in your town, get to burning it down. High grade sound, mendo dope. Yeah, I like to smoke. I love it. I like to smoke. When we pull up in your town, get to burning it down. High grade sound, mendo dope. When I wake up in the morning, I roll one. When I hit the studio, I roll one. When I walk into my garden, I roll one. Pull out the world's biggest backwood for the home run. Tonight we getting lit. Cannagar from Bud Smith. Temple ball of hash, Frenchy cannoli twist. Miss me with that other, yo strain is looking hopeless. Green shock, we got that royal dopeness. Cannabis mixing up my doja. Terpenes, flavor and aroma. It's Croptober and I'm swimming in weed. I want the stickiest green and hella lemonine. Orange turpentine, I certainly will keep it in my personal stash. A 3rd degree burn. Pulling out the fire, I'ma break it down, roll it up, spark it with the lighter, I burn. Fresh jars I refill. Every day is like a smoke box, what be real? Mendo, dope band, burning it down. So put your hands to the sky for the high grade sound and say, I like to smoke. I like to smoke. When we pull up in your town, get to burning it down. High grade sound, mendo, dope. You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. Yes, you know that I like to smoke. I like to
You know that I know that you know that I like to smoke. What's up, everybody?
How's it going?
Hello. Good day.
I'm Big V.
Zach?
Jay.
J-Dog. He's our new blood. Not really, but on the show he is.
Or Jeremy.
Jeremy,
I
J-Dog,
guess there's probably
He's
too
new to
many
you.
Jays,
J-Wop.
Yeah.
Even though he's not Italian.
J-Wop.
Oh, wow.
So, hey, I'm dabbing in today.
J-Rock, baby.
J-Rock.
Oh,
We
shit.
got pantyhose. We got garden hose. We got
all sorts of hoes.
If you watch Straight Apart Boys, you know what that is.
Man.
So I got some frozen bag, and you
Frozen
can
bag,
see it.
nice.
You see the little white dot in there? That's frozen bag.
Nice.
Um,
Mint.
Yeah, this is what I'm giving away today on the show.
Chopped
Not this
can of cherries.
Woo, brother, that shit turned out fire too. I don't think we have anything that didn't turn out fire on this last fresh frozen run. I dabbed some of this frozen bag last night at about 8 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock, I was in La La Land and didn't wake up for a long time.
It's the best place to be, La La Land.
Oh my God, dude. That is so fresh. Perfect cure. Oh my God.
Yes, Jessica, all those dabs are fire.
Hey, yep. Hey, you know what? Also, they haven't tried it. Look at me, dude. Okay. Well,
You know it's a good dab when it makes you cough like that.
the problem is I'm drinking that deep lung,
Oh, yeah.
which is mullein and some other shit Brenda puts together. So everything in my lungs is loose. So anything I hit it with, but I'm gonna tell you what, dude. Over the past 2 weeks, I can breathe a whole lot better.
Can you? Nice.
Yeah, I cough up all this goo from dabbing. I mean, you know, if
There
that
you
shit
go.
gathers in there, you know it gathers in your lungs.
Right.
Just being real.
It's like how a joint will resin up on the bottom. Same thing.
Yep. So, and then trying to talk with a lung full of dab.
Joel's smoking on some Nutter Butter.
Yeah, I was going to ask what all you guys are.
LA
What do you guys?
Pure. What'd you think of that, Chad?
Yeah, what do you think of that LA Pure, Chad? That's flower. No, he got LA. Did he?
He got.
That's right.
He got the
sent
rosin.
We sent him a nice little package of rosin. So yeah, all that fresh frozen's ready to go, man. Hint, hint. It's all ready to go.
Mac and Jack.
Mac and Jack.
Mac and Jack. Is that Mac 1 and Jack Harrer by chance?
That's what I was thinking.
Is that what that is?
Man, I love when that dab hits you just right.
I gotta be careful with this shit. I'll be stupid by the end of the show. But what I like is when that Q-tip comes out like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this one's got the brunt of it, but I mean, it's barely any color on it. That's what I like. Now, that's fresh frozen, high quality. That's some high quality THC. I love that
Purple
shit. So,
Punch. White Truffle.
I love Jack Harrer too, Jace. Mac 1, can't go wrong with Mac 1.
Jeremy's,
That's that cap cut.
Jeremy's dabbing some White Truffle.
Man, there's some nice sounding bud out there. Hey, Brooke, what's happening? Chad says that LA Pure was heat. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. I was just sitting here talking to a homie from Devil's Lettuce about that. He said he got some nerve damage and stuff. I said, I got to get him some LA Pure Kush. So
Right.
I'm going to throw him some before he takes off. Because that shit will do it, man. So, oh, boy.
Nobody's smoking on what he won.
Tag somebody, everybody. I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, tag someone you know and get them in here. We got some great giveaways today. I'm going to give away a gram of this frozen bag to one, maybe two people. Or I might give a gram of frozen bag away. I might give a gram of white truffle away.
Sounds like some lucky people right there.
Yeah, you're spoiling them today.
I know. We got some pre-rolls. Little fucking spider.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yep,
Okay.
I see him. Too bad we don't have a close-up cam.
He's right there.
There he is.
Go away, little spider. I don't want to kill you. That's pretty bad when you don't want to kill a spider. So, yeah, man, but we got some great giveaways today. We're going to keep talking about bud quality and all the THCA and the THCV and what you know, we're just going to keep talking about it.
Right.
Everybody got their outdoors in?
Jess, I like what you did. You see how many people she had right there? She had like a whole bunch of people.
All right.
So did Sugar High.
Yeah.
What's up, Andy?
Look at that.
Oh, he's prominently.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Right on, man. Hey, Patrick. Hey, dude, that frozen bag turned out fire, brother. It turned out fire. Right on, man. Yeah. How's your week been, Zach?
Been good. Been enjoying the roller coaster of weather we've been having.
It's something, man.
60s to the 80s, back to the 70s,
Yep.
and then of course Halloween supposed to turn around. It's supposed to be like a high of 58 on Halloween, and from what I've
Really?
seen, I don't see it getting back above
They
70.
said something about rain, too.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
Yeah, rain. We're supposed to have a cold front come through, and I think that's the beginning of the fall and winter.
Yep.
I did notice there's tons of leaves falling this
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Like, I mean, it sounded like it was raining.
But
And
we've
with
had
the wind.
a great fall because the leaves started turning early.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to see these beautiful colors, and I know that's silly maybe sounding coming from me, but Brenda and I love to get in the fucking car and drive out in
Yep.
the woods. There's a couple of specific places we like to go, and it's like you're just in a tunnel of trees.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Yep.
And like if you go out here to good grief, if you're going toward Parkville on 152,
Uh-huh.
you got your Amity, whatever that is, and then after that, what? It starts with an H. What the fuck's the name of that road?
I can't.
Either way, second exit past 29, and you get off and you just drive out to
okay.
It'll take you all the way to the airport, but it's like driving through a tunnel of trees, man.
Right. I know the road.
It's so,
Let me
it's
see.
so pretty. So anyway,
I know the road you're talking about.
yeah. So we got Devil's Lettuce in the house today. He's getting set up over there. He's going to test some product. I think Jay brought some strawberry cream pie
Yes, sir.
that was harvested and trimmed 2 weeks ago?
I think it's been a little longer.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month ago?
About a month.
So it's
yeah.
been sitting in the cure for about a month. When that was finally trimmed off, and I think we're going to have him test that here live on the show.
Hampton Road.
Hampton Road, Hampton. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. So that's one of our favorite little drives. And then you just get out there, go out anywhere, go roll around. Smithville Lake is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many beautiful spots in Missouri, especially around Kansas City, down in the Ozarks. If you are into it, you had a great fall this year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a hard winter.
I do too. But, I mean, it's been real nice. I know Chrissy and I went on a few little cruises just to check out the changing foliage and stuff.
Right on.
Unfortunately, with this wind, though, I think we're probably seeing the last of it.
Yeah, that's what the winds are for in the fall, blow the leaves off the trees. Then they all fall down, break up, compost.
Turn into fire hazards.
Or they turn into nutrients for the plants.
That's the goal, but
the bugs eat them and all the stuff. And
yeah, we got people
compost
throwing
down.
cigarettes out windows.
Yeah,
and, you know, kind of messing that all up.
Yeah,
but
don't do that. Don't throw your cigarette. Look, man, get you one of those little cups that has put
Right.
it in and dispose of your shit properly. But yeah, it's been a pretty cool week. Had a lot of stuff done. I spent too much fucking money getting the body work done on my car. Kind of a little bitty rust spot.
Dude, that shit looks clean, though.
my
They did a
God.
good job.
Yeah, they did. Shaky Bees. I'm gonna shout out Shaky Bees.
Shaky Bees.
in Excelsior Springs. Old friend of mine, I didn't even know it. It's funny. I walked in there and talking to Shaky, and I didn't know it was Shaky, but I walked in and I introduced myself. First of all, I pulled up to this place, right? And I pull in the driveway, and it's a nice long driveway. They're out in the country, and it's at a residence, but he's got some nice outbuildings, okay? And I pull up, and I see a sign that says, "This is as far as you go. Go past here, you'll be shot," some shit like that, right? And I'm like, okay, well, some people, that's a joke. Some people mean it. So I'm not one to FAFO or fuck
Right.
around and find out. So I'm going to call him. So I called him, and he's, "Oh, that's just fun, man. That's no big deal. Come on up." So I went up. He said, "Okay, we need to go over to the body shop and talk to Todd or Toby. Talk to Toby. His brother's Todd." So he said, "We go talk to Toby." So I drove over there so he could look at the car, and I was referred out here by Bob Pine, who actually works out there, and he's part of the community. Well, I go in there. And Shaggy says, "Hey, Toby, come talk to this guy." And Toby gets up around the back side of the vehicle where he's at when he's working on. He walks around. And he's like, he walks over, and I look at him, and I'm just like, "Toby fucking Bramble, what the fuck, man?" And he's all, "Oh wow, what's up?" So I knew this kid from
when you were
well, I used to run around with his older brother
Excelsior Springs, hometown.
in like middle school.
okay, so really from kids.
And I met him when he was when he was coming into the 6th grade.
Okay.
And so I knew him. They're always the whole family's into bikes and cars. So when I saw it was him, I was like, "Oh, good, cool. Somebody I know and trust is there." And so
Right.
and the dude. Okay, I haven't talked to him in years, but the guy has really learned his craft working on doing body work, and had a little bit. I noticed a little bitty rust spot. I'm like, "Damn, man, I just bought this fucking car," and so, but I'm not one to let shit go. But they pulled the body panel off below it, and there's quite a bit more there. So a $500 rust repair turned into a very expensive rust repair. Doesn't matter how much. I'm not going to go there, but it wasn't. They replaced it. They did it proper. That's all I care about. They did it proper. They replaced the sheet metal. They didn't skin it, fill it, painted it, and I didn't want to paint the whole car right now because I'm going to do that in a couple years. So I had them put a stripe down on the bottom to cover up where they had to weld and stuff, and then we just did it that way. And I think it actually looks better that way than it does with the orange going all the way down.
Yeah.
So when I get it painted, I'm probably going to have them put put that stripe right back where it is. So
It does look real nice.
I like
but
it.
yeah, so that sucked and it kicked ass at the same time.
Right.
So and he did say that, you know, other than that one spot, the car's one of the cleanest cars he's ever worked on. So, you know, that, and he does hot rods, man.
Right,
So
that's
everything he
saying
does
something.
is restored. So
I saw the process. He did a really good job,
yeah,
man.
he did. I wish I had some pictures of it.
It's nice to see someone taking pride in their work like
They're
that.
artisans, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're artisans, dude. They turn their skill
Right.
into an art form. I
Yeah.
love a good body, man. And here,
Good
what I
job,
love
guys.
about them is, so, you know, I went to 2 other places, okay? I went to Dave's out in Smithville, they've done work for me before, and they're a smaller shop, but they're booked out like in a year, man.
Oh, really?
But the problem is it's hard to find people now that will repair rust. They just want to replace the whole quarter panel. Most places are just doing insurance work, so they're just
Right.
doing accidents and stuff like that. But like Shaky Bees, man, those guys are full-fledged, old-school hot rod shop, okay? They do engine, drivetrain, interior, everything, bumper to bumper, and they're good at it, man. And so they actually will cut out and replace a panel instead of replacing the whole rear quarter panel and
Right.
painting half the car and all this shit. So it could have cost me a hell of a lot more, but these guys, they did it. And I got pictures of the repairs all the way through. They were completely here. This is what we did here, here, here. He sent me pictures every day of the progress. So I was pretty thrilled with the way that turned out. So anyway, long story short, if you got some custom paint work to do, you got a little rust on your car, you got a hot rod that you want to put a cam in, or you need a motor built for, or you need to get you some Willwood brakes or something else, you know, get out there, man. They'll do it, and they're
Yeah.
good. They're good at what they do. So yeah, car stuff. We're not just about weed.
No.
Well, we are.
Well,
We
you
do
know,
cars
maybe
and motorcycles and shit too.
maybe I
Definitely
can get a
the
hold
two
of those the pictures of the process on that, and we'll put a little
Yeah,
something
we
together
might.
for the show or something.
Come on. So we've been talking about exterior outdoor grows and harvest. Now you guys, by now, everybody should have harvested their outdoor grow. If you haven't, and your shit ain't dead and mushy or brown as fuck, you're doing a good job keeping it going, covering it up on the really cold nights and all that shit. What are you itching to say, man?
So Brandon, right? He's got a plant, and he's kept it outside. That's about this tall, right? In a 1 gallon pot.
Don't throw homies
My
under
bad.
the bus.
But
Some cat he knows.
he's been taking it in every night and taking it out, taking it in, taking it out,
Yeah.
and he's still going. And it looks amazing. It really does.
I know people that they have their plants on a back patio, and they like a walkout basement, and they've got them on those roller things, those little roller trays, and they'll do that. They'll roll them in the basement at night, roll them out in the morning, you know. And as long as you can keep your plant from freezing, you're good.
Right.
You know, you can take it out as long as you want. So until it's finished anyway. But by now, everybody should be harvested for the most part and dry.
Right.
Okay, and you know, after you dry, now I've been talking to this cat with Devil's Lettuce. He's going to come on here in a minute, and he's going to give us some wisdom on this and drop a knowledge bomb on us for, you know, the best times to do this, which I'm talking about testing. You know, we all want to know what our shit is. Okay, we all want to know how it turned out. How did we do? Did we harvest it at the right time? Did we wait too long? What, you know, and so, and just the quality of the grow, you know. So the best way really, the best way to know if you grew some good weed is to smoke it, okay, and go, yeah, this kicks ass. But if you're like me and you want to get down to the brass tacks and you just want to know everything about what you have, then you need some lab testing done, okay? Now, typically, you're going to go to Green Precision Analytics. I think there's another one out in St. Louis. I can't remember the name of it right now. But I always go to Green Precision Analytics, okay? And here's the thing. Green Precision Analytics, literally they check for cannabinoid profile and terpene profile, and it costs right around $200. 150, 180. I can't remember.
It's something right around there.
Because I usually get multiple varieties
Yeah.
done at once. So it's anywhere between 150 to $200 to get it tested. Okay. Now, I'm only going to test one strain ever. I'm not going to test it every time I grow for that. The only thing I watch on my grows is my mold and stuff. And if you've got the proper equipment, you can check for mold yourself.
Right.
But that's what I watch on a constant. But if you're wanting to know your cannabinoid profile and your terpene profiles and stuff, you have to have your shit tested. Okay, the most important thing being your cannabinoid profile, and then your terpenes after that are going to be. I'm waiting for them to come out with something that'll test the flavonoids. As soon as I find a test that'll test the flavonoids, then I'll think they got the holy grail of testing, because I think flavonoids are one of the most overlooked aspects of cannabis, especially if you're growing for medical cannabis. So if you want to know what flavonoids are, I think we're going to be talking about them next year, early next year. So we're going to jump off of the terpene bus, and we're going to jump onto flavonoids and bring a little bit more understanding and perspective on everything that creates the effects of cannabis. Because yeah, for years everybody thought it was the THC, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, what's a terpene? You know, and so we were all like, what the fuck's a terpene? I knew what terpenes were. I didn't know to the depth of what they were like I do now, because doing this has caused me to have to educate myself so I can educate you. But the one thing, like I talked a little bit about back in the day when I used to be a test grower for, Bodai and a bunch of the other guys, Subcool especially. Subcool was very, very, very adamant about flavonoids. So I've heard about flavonoids and been talking about the flavonoids of a plant ever since 2009.
Okay.
And that's when I first was introduced by Subcool to what flavonoids are. And that's the first time I ever really thought about anything other than THC. So anyway, that's something we want to bring out, talk more about. As we move forward, we have more people that are actually paying attention to the flavonoids. They're starting to get hip to it. And so that's just another aspect to add in with the terpenes and the cannabinoids. So, I'm really, really hoping somebody will come out with a way to test flavonoids in a plant, because they have a lot to do with the medical aspect also. And to me, terpenes, because of it's like aromatherapy.
Oh yeah.
That's what the terpenes are for.
Why
When you smell the jar, when you roll the bud, when
Yeah.
you're smelling it, and all that interacts with you,
Right.
and it's like aromatherapy. And then when you have the flavonoids that come in on top of that, that hits you in a place where your other senses of your taste buds and everything, and they're going to also cause your body to have a chemical reaction to the flavors and stuff. And so, see, it's all so important to work together. And I want to get into that a little bit this next year about the flavonoids. So, but that's what we're talking about.
Gerard had a funny comment about flavonoids.
What?
It's a cool band name.
Oh, it would be cool, man.
Flavonoids.
The flavonoid. THC. Hey, Delta 9 and the flavonoids.
Right?
There you go, man. Delta 9 and the flavonoids. Yep, Subcool. R.I.P., brother. But I will say this, and it's a little controversial. Subcool, at the time he passed, it was his ex-wife, Miss Jill. Look, she's a hell of a breeder all in her own, okay? I know there's drama there, but I don't give two fucks about the drama between all the Subcool and the Miss Jill and all that. I don't give a fuck. She's a good breeder. I got some of her gear I'm going to be running. TGA Genetics was their name, still is. It means the Green Avengers, because they were some of the first people on there in the scene fighting for this medical stuff. So it's the Green Avengers, TGA Genetics. Go to their website and check them out. Anyway, let's move forward here.
Want to talk about events? Or do we want
No, not right now. I guess we could, but I want to get right to the fucking chase here.
to? Okay.
So here's the thing. So we got my friend Chad here, who's roaming around here somewhere. he hit me up the other day and started, because we said something about devil's lettuce on here, testing the growers cup that's coming up, and coming up in 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever, out in Columbia.
Yeah.
And he said, "Hey man, I know him. I want to connect you guys." I said, "Okay, cool." So he connected us and we talked. We got him in studio today, and he's going to come on here and drop some knowledge about testing and stuff, because that's your next step. You've harvested, you're drying, you're going to pull that stuff out, you're going to trim it up, and you're going to want to have it tested. And I'm going to turn this off real quick.
He's even got some gear with him and stuff we're gonna check out.
Yeah. So all right, and yeah. So I want, and in certain instances, you'd want. I mean, we'll talk about freeze drying before you test here in a little bit too, stuff like that. So, yeah, you definitely can test before you cure. I think it's probably best to test before you cure. When I talk to Green Precision, they want a certain amount of moisture level in there. I think it's 11% is best, maybe 9% is the best, or maybe 9 to 11%. I can't remember. I don't store that information. It's something I have to look up every fucking time I have weed tested. So test before the cure, yeah. So.
We're gonna bring him on.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We got a short little video, and then we're going to bring him on. What's up, everybody?
What's going down? What's going down?
Hey, man, it's good to have you, brother.
Man, I appreciate you guys having me.
Why don't you
today.
introduce yourself to these guys?
Hey, well, my name is Adriel Sanchez, and I am the owner-operator of Devil's Lettuce Test Labs, bringing professional grade testing to the home grower, processor, whatever it is that you're doing. Just trying to bring lab quality testing to all the people that really don't want to either get involved with the larger test facilities or just simply can't afford it. You heard my man, $180 to $200 a pop. I don't know about you, but I know I couldn't afford that all the time.
What do you charge, man?
$40.
$40.
$40.
What does that testing cover?
And that testing covers a full cannabinoid profile up to 18 different cannabinoids. It tests for terpenes, but I can only give you a content. I can't break it down on an individual basis, but I can tell you if it's going to be low, medium, or high.
Whether you can tell the terpene percentage, the overall terpene.
It'll just say low, medium, or high.
Okay,
And how they base that off of is if you're like 1% or less, it's going to be low. Anywhere from about 1 to 3%, it's going to be medium, and 3% and above is high. And that's why it's like semi-quantitative, because it can't put an exact number. But 95% or whatever is going to be about 5% or less. Yeah. Unless you have a strain that's
most is going to be
terpenes.
below 3%.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
And I would venture to say that most home growers, their terpenes are going to be below 2%.
That is also true.
You know, because it's some terpy shit if you get above 2% terps.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's some terpy shit.
And you can notice that too. But no, that definitely hurts the feelings when they see that it's low. But I mean, that's just that's the reality of it.
I mean, I have low terpenes sometimes. We all do. You know, I mean, and the biggest thing that affects terpenes and why you're going to get them high or low is your temperature during drying. Of course, anything in your grow, like if you have to high heat in your grow, high temperatures, anything that'll evaporate or melt that wax cuticle on the cannabis on the resin gland or anything's going to affect your terpenes. So, yeah. So
Now, I'm actually glad earlier that you brought up about the flavonoids. That is something that is still yet to be really discovered. I don't even know if there's really any labs on a larger scale that can test for flavonoids, but
yeah,
I know one example of that is like blueberries. The thing that gives it its antioxidant property is the flavonoid in there. Now, I don't know the name because the names get a little crazy, just like the terpenes do. But that's just an example of that, and it plays a huge part with the flavonoids, terpenes, and the cannabinoids. Entourage effect, right?
Yeah, and that's what it is, and it's even more of an entourage effect than just two. It's like, because you've got three things now working together. And, when you understand the flavonoids, and I just wonder what compounds are in there that we don't know about yet.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? I think there's so much left to be discovered in the cannabis, that I just don't think we've even tipped the iceberg with it. So
I think there's over 180 different kinds of cannabinoids.
Yeah.
But of course, we go after the main ones. But
right.
I mean, there's still so much yet to be discovered. But that's the great thing about it right now is that is that just being part of that journey,
Right. Absolutely, and learning as they learn.
Oh yeah.
So we had a question on here about testing before you cure, after you cure. Break down for us, what's the difference in timing in when we test these, when we test our bud? What's the best time to test it? Are you looking for a certain moisture percentage, or is there anything that you're going to tell people that they can do to preserve the bud better, to make? Because if it's going to test better, then that's where it's at its peak. You know. So what do you think, dude? It has to be dry to be tested.
Yeah, of course. Because I mean, if you got a bunch of moisture in there, that's really going to dilute the sample itself.
Right.
And you're opening yourself up to more false positives or false numbers because it's trying to separate the cannabinoids and the water, the solvent that I'm using, all of that. And the drier we get it, obviously, it just makes it easier to see, of course. But as far as like the timing of it, having it after drying is definitely going to be best. Getting it done after you're curing will actually teach you, or will not teach you, but it'll give you insight into other things, into basically how things like you've been storing it, just like you said. If you got it all sealed up in your grow bag and your jar, you're doing everything right, cool, dark place, you won't get a whole lot of conversion. You won't really lose much cannabinoids in there. But I've seen after testing where, say, you had it in a turkey bag, just sitting in the back corner of the room for a few months, that Delta 9 number is going to hit like 5%. Right. And I'll see it, and like you'll see that right away.
Right.
So that's the insight that the testing will provide.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing at all. It all depends on what you exactly.
Right. And so because we all know THC is converted at heat anyway, at decarboxylation to Delta 9 THCA.
Absolutely.
So I had a guy I was talking to the other day, and he said he was saying his understanding was that THC was the psychoactive just THC. He was trying to talk about the difference between THCA and Delta 9, and he didn't even have an understanding about Delta 9. He thought it was either THCA or just THC. And there is a huge difference between just the THC covers it all.
Wait, as far as the Delta 9 THC?
About any
of that.
THC covers all of it, but Delta 9 comes off of THCA.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
It's a degraded form of THCA. Delta 9 basically is degraded because it's begin to chemically change.
Alter stuff, yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so I say degraded, maybe degraded's not the best word.
Yeah, as I said, like it is degradation, but we don't like want to look at it that way because it doesn't even
that's
mean
what we're
that.
after anyway, right? So we're after that. Yes, sir.
Right there when I look at it.
There you go.
So the thing is with I I guess one of the things I should also clear was like, so THCA, it is basically, it's raw THC. That's what the plant is going to produce. It's not hemp derived. It's not like Delta 8 or Delta 10.
That's been chemically altered.
Chemically
or,
altered.
you know, yeah, right.
Now during that conversion, they can make Delta 9 by that, but THCA is not, it's not a hemp derived product. So it's essentially like you said, it's tetrahydrocannabinol acid, and by applying heat, you're removing that acid or that carboxyl group, and that's where you're getting that Delta 9 conversion. Obviously, heat is going to be the biggest factor into that, but it does happen naturally over time as well. And the thing is, when people are testing specifically for, THCA, it's going to start converging as soon as you start, as soon as the plant starts maturing, you start getting, where it's about time to chop that thing.
Right.
I mean, especially like the tops. I mean, think about that heat that's already getting applied,
Right.
To those tops.
From the
So you're
lights.
going to see the conversion no matter what.
That
And
makes
when
sense.
and when it comes down to a point where you talk about that hemp bill, to be over that 0.3%, it takes nothing
Right.
to make that happen. So, in order to get THCA, you got to get it when it's harvest.
Right.
You got to get it before harvest, within 30 days. I mean, because that's how the hemp growers do it. Is
Right.
that they have to get it tested 30 days before harvest
Right.
to see if it's hot or not. And
Right.
it almost works the same way.
That's
with
the
cannabis.
guidelines.
That's the
state guidelines to get your product for
Make sure it's not hot, and you got
Right.
a hemp product.
30 days before you're going to harvest.
Correct.
So you're not doing anything shady or shifty by testing something early 30 days before harvest. You're doing what the guidelines tell you to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what you're testing for.
That's exactly right.
Right. And I believe that's the same for across the board for most of the commercial grows in cannabis. I think they're wanting them tested actually at or a little bit
Or
before
right
the
before
harvest. So
Yes.
it's nothing shady to have your cannabis tested a little bit early.
And I can say that, and again, I can test that as well. I mean, I will still go through a drying process. I actually use liquid nitrogen to do the preservation, just to make sure I don't lose anything out of there from trying to dehydrate it. But if somebody wanted to see some numbers beforehand, you could turn it in a wet sample. You could also learn some other things if you start testing beforehand. Like, so for instance, I don't know if someone's familiar with CBGA.
Right.
So
Yep.
CBGA it's the mother molecule.
Right.
It's the precursor to just about every other cannabinoid. And if you really wanted to start pinpointing things down, you start testing early. I'm talking maybe your 4th week of flower. You start watching that CBGA number, and eventually, as it comes down, your numbers are going to rise.
Gotcha.
And you get underneath that 1% CBGA, you're essentially saying you've exhausted all the plant's resources to make any more THCA, CBDA, or any other of those cannabinoids. So it's not trying to take away from the intuition of, like,
Right.
you've been doing this shit for years.
But if you want to
always-
get scientific about
exactly.
it.
If you
Right.
really want to break it down and pinpoint that thing, that's where you can utilize the testing to your advantage.
Yeah, and if you've got a variety like me, I grow from clones. Okay, I might do a pheno hunt, and find that pheno that I like out of seeds, but then I'm going to take that and I'm going to carry that on through clone. So I could have that tested in the beginning and then watch that roll through and then have it and then periodically test it when I'm coming to harvest time.
Right.
And then when I see that number hit its lowest, I know I'm done.
Right. And then you're
And
just
that-
waiting for the
Everything to
maturation.
mature. Right,
You're
yeah,
talking about, clear to milky trichomes to,
And then
sorry,
you start
anaerobic.
watching the other numbers. You start watching the THC numbers.
Correct.
And see where that's going to be. Watch them
CBCA.
grow.
Exactly.
CBG, CBN.
CBN. I mean, I don't know if anybody's
Let's talk about
familiar with it.
CBN.
So,
Yeah.
so
educate.
CBN. So when when people go to the dispensary and you go over and I'm looking for something for sleep. And they're
Right.
like, well, you want an indica sativa? Like, no. I mean, we're gonna eventually get past the point where
Right.
it's not gonna be indica or
Nope.
sativa that's gonna
The
answer
bro
the
science is
question.
going to go away.
You want that cannabinol or cannabis, which is the degradation of delta 9 THC.
Right.
That's like
That's when those trichomes are amber.
yes,
When
but
those
you
trichomes are-
really got to let it sit.
Yeah.
Like I know someone who harvests like extremely late for the simple fact that they're going for that CBN.
Right.
So
They're
you
going
got
couch lock.
8 to 9 week flower. They're pushing that thing to like 13, 14 weeks. I mean, I'm talking like situation really dictates.
Oh no,
how to get-
my shit goes long, bro.
So
Yeah.
you got that right there.
Yeah, I take my stuff longer than most people take theirs.
But it has that sedative effect.
Yes.
That's what you want for dealing with things like insomnia. It's like man, you remember back in the day when well, I don't know about you guys, but I know back in the day, like I had to spray for my weed. Like I didn't have weed
Right.
coming out of my ears or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
So I'm collecting roaches. You know,
Yep.
at some point in time, you're gonna take those roaches and you're gonna roll up something real nice.
Oh yeah, big old roach blunt.
It's gonna fuck you up.
Right.
But it's just gonna knock you out too.
Right.
Well, that's because that cannabinol is that
It's
that
all
play right there.
CBD,
Because it's just
CBN, right?
It's all just
Yeah.
degraded in there, and
Yep.
it just sitting over time. So that's the one that will put you.
Yeah.
That's lights out.
And that's what those long cures in the jar will bring you to. If if it's sitting there for 6 months or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have that degradation of the THC delta 9, and it's going to turn into that, and that's where the couch lock comes from. So, yeah,
I would like to see one of the things I like to test with that is so if you got a cure, you're curing it right, you're doing a whole lot better at preservation. But I want to see things like where if I took that jar and I stuck it outside in the sun, for a while,
yeah.
try not to really expose it to too much oxygen, and see if I get some conversion.
Oh, you will.
Doing
The light
it that
will
way.
convert it, yeah.
To specifically get that CBN
Okay.
out of it. You know what I mean?
Get it out of it?
Well, I mean to get that CBN
Get it,
value.
get it.
To
Okay,
get it,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that way.
Well,
you
I
can
think
use
it will actually. That'd be a good test to run. But so you're testing the strawberry cream pie for me today.
I am indeed. I said I got everything on standby. I just got to go through the process. I just got to shake it up a little bit.
Is that something you're willing to share the process with our viewers?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna get Zach to come in here, and then you can go. We got a little table set up over here. He's gonna come over there, and Zach's gonna use his portable camera, and they're gonna kind of walk you through the process of how he's doing his testing and stuff. So, yeah. So that sounds like something. Are you ready to do that now?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like I said, I already got part of it started, but
That's fine.
we can still walk
Absolutely.
over. We can still
You
walk
can kind of
over.
explain. You can kind of explain the whole thing and what you're doing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What's up, Zach? Oh, got Jay over here running the show, man.
Which one is it?
Browser.
All
There it
right.
is. Okay. All right, man. Go ahead. Pop that mic off. Roll over there. So we are having some internet issues because of the wind, and it's causing some problems for some of you guys. But do what? Facebook only. Okay. So I'm going to shut up and let him go. Can he hear?
Okay, so when I go through the process, one of the first things I like to do is you can see here with my nice little light box, I don't have any bud in there, but part of what I do is give you a certificate of analysis. I like to take pictures of it, put it on there just because I want to be able to showcase what it is that you got going on. The second thing that I like to do as part of my preparation is I run it through what is called a moisture balance. This is exactly what I'm using here to be able to see the moisture level so I can put it in my device, so I put in my instrument and be able to give you or add in the moisture correction so that way we can get the most consistent quality or most reliable result possible. I will take the bud sample, and this is basically like a spice grinder. This is probably right now, this is the best way to do it, and try not to really tear it apart so much and lose some of that terpene value. That's still a tough one to deal with. So once I grind up the sample, I will weigh it, add solvent. You can see here. And then in the meantime, okay. So it's going to be a little shake, shake, shake. So that way we can get those cannabinoids stripped off of the solvent. The strawberry tree fire is 9.8%, right on the money.
So it's right on the money.
And that's 9.8% of what? I'm sorry.
That's the moisture content.
Oh, the moisture. Okay.
The bud itself.
Cool. So I did a good job curing it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's nice to know.
It's kind of that's one of those really a personal preference when it comes down to how much moisture you want in. But some people like that shit really dry.
Okay.
I'm talking like down 7 to 8%.
Right.
Maybe on the other hand, like a little more moist side, 11.
Yeah. And is
Well-
there a moisture gauge you could recommend for people to buy to test that? I've seen the little bud moisture gauges where you like hit it on there. It's got the little probes.
Yeah, but that thing is meant to test the moisture in lumber. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like, then again, I don't know how far off it really is in comparison.
Or hardwood bud. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but I take that all out of the equation and I go ahead and I just make sure I just use the same lab grade equipment that they do, get the moisture balance in there so I can get a good solid reading on it.
Right. Makes sense.
So while this is shaking here, what this is doing is zeroing. By zeroing, we're not only making sure that we're not getting any cross-contamination from the last sample that was in there, that we're flushing out the air bubbles in this thing. So what this is it's HPLC, high-powered liquid chromatography. This is what they use in the lab. This is the gold standard for cannabinoid profile testing. That's why I wanted to use this. I mean, somebody could use the Purple Pro or T-Check or whatever it may be, and you probably still get pretty close results, but it's basic information. You get down to being a grower, you're going to want to know some more detail than just you got THC, because, again, THC is not everything. It's all those other cannabinoids that are present too, but if you don't, if you look at that cannabinoid profile and you can't really interpret what any of that means, then it's all just, it's all wash. And part of what I like to do is do things like what we're doing here today, share the information, do some education so that way we do decide to get some testing done with me, that we can not only just do the testing, we can go over the results, see exactly what that means or what it can tell me about
Yeah, it's nice.
15 more seconds here.
Yeah, I love this shit, man. Love this shit for sure. Let's see. Have Rachel. Yeah, science, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, where the fuck's Jen Gall at? Where's Anna Smith?
I saw Anna, I thought.
When you get here. It is, Vito. It's the science of it. Here's the thing. Not all bro science is no science, okay? Some bro science is on point. But there's a lot of bullshit bro science out there too. And I like to have the lab test. I like to make science with philosophy, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Science with philosophy. So, for sure. We're going to do some kick-ass giveaways here in a few minutes, guys. We're going to give away some AOD flour. We're going to give away some AOD live rosin. We're going to give away some pre-rolls. We may have some more sugar high shit for the...
When I read Vito's,
Huh?
I thought of Bill Nye. Big V, the science G.
Science G, that's awesome.
V, V, V.
No, You know what's funny about Bill Nye, the science guy? He wasn't even a scientist, dude. He didn't even have a degree in science. He's like, it's fun. Do the research, you'll find out. So cool, yeah, groovy, man. So what are we doing now? What are we waiting on?
Test results.
How long did that take?
About 8 more minutes.
About 8 more minutes.
That's pretty quick.
So
Oh yeah,
That's
oh yeah.
not bad.
It said the overall process takes about 20 minutes for everything.
right
But,
on.
but man, I could test just about anything for anyone. Flour, I already said before, wet, dry, cured. You got concentrates,
Ross,
rosin,
Yeah.
FICO, RSO, tinctures, edibles.
What about like if someone made like a pain salve or something?
I test.
Really?
Absolutely, I could test anything that's infused. I don't even know if some of y'all. I don't know if some of y'all even dabble in the mushrooms, but I could even test mushroom potency.
really?
I can tell you psilocybin, psilocin. I could tell you if that chocolate bar's got that 4-ACO DMT. If that's not really your thing, because I know some people have some negative effects or experiences with that synthetic
Well, that don't
stuff.
matter. You're not recommending the product. You're just saying you can test that shit.
I'm just saying I could test it.
You can test
I
it.
could test it.
So that's
Carts?
bomb, dude. That's fucking.
I could test carts. God, what a man. Like I said, I could test just about anything. The great thing is with like tinctures and edibles is that instead of just the percentage, give you a milligram dosage. I mean, we're taking the guesswork completely out of the equation. I mean, each one of them comes with I don't know if you can see it from here, but it comes with the QR code. So that way you can verify it at any point in time.
And so the salve, everything, they'll know what it's good for by the milligram.
By the milligram.
So yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. And here's what I love, man, is that you're affordable for the everyday guy.
$40.
Okay, or gal. I'm not trying to be all but yeah, you're affordable. Is that now $40 for concentrates? $40.
Oh, so it's $40 for just about everything except for the edibles.
Okay,
Edibles, it's just because, man, the sample,
it's a different process.
it's tough. I mean, it's tough for the larger labs because homogenizing the sample,
Right.
the sample preparation, you got to use different types of solvents to break down the fats, the water soluble stuff that's sugar based. Sometimes, a lot of times, I probably have to retest a time or two just to make sure everything is
So
done
the more
accurately.
furnace, what do you get for doing edibles? Do you know?
As far as like price wise,
Yeah.
so I just charge an extra $10 for that, so those would be $50.
Oh, well, yeah.
And if you got all kinds of stuff you want to test, I discount for multiple because I encourage anybody to utilize my testing because I really want to do it for your sake. I just want to be a resource for everybody out here. That's why I got this business going, is because, I mean, going to the grow shop all the time and just bullshit with everybody. We always talked about it. Like, man, wish we had, some testing done, but it's either I can't afford the lab. They want it seems like half of my grow to even turn in, or I don't want to be part of this metric system that they got and be on some government
There you go,
database.
right there.
And I'm not part of that. I don't do any of that shit. I mean, 2 grams. I need 2 grams of bud to test.
2 grams.
2 grams.
Not even an egg.
No, not even a. But there is somewhat of a drawback to that. Is because, look, if you bring me a top, you're going to get the maximum potency value. And it's going to look really nice. But if you really want to get a good representation, whatever I'm going to grab out of this jar, I recommend taking at least a little bit, just a little bit from the top, maybe from the middle, and then the bottom, maybe from separate plants. Let me homogenize it and give you a better overall representation. But people see that number and it's not what they expect, and then that it's really tricky. This is what lab
Well,
shopping.
that's because they're wanting that. They're wanting that awe factor. They're wanting look, my shit's 32%.
They want me to feed the ego.
Instead of going, okay, this is what my people are really getting.
Yes.
They're like, I want to be able to say I got the most potent weed in the state, But I do like honestly, man, when I get shit tested, out of Green Precision, we trim everything off and we put it all in the trim bin and get it ready to, be put in the curing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I grab a handful. I weigh out 7 grams. Throw it in a fucking baggie and take it up there.
Right.
And I don't care. I don't know if it's a top. I don't know if it's a bottom. I don't know if it's middle. I just grab out of the bag, man. And because I think that's the most fair way to do it. Because, I mean, that's what you're getting. You're going to get a little, I mean, I've noticed before, like I smoke a joint. I grab a bud out of a bag, smoke a joint. And then later grab another bud out of that bag, smoke a joint. It don't hit me the same way.
Right.
That's because of what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Because up top. That's why a lot of people, and even I do sometimes, like I've got a window that I harvest at, and like I'll come in and you harvest the tops about 10 inches down, hang them and dry them, and then a week later, 5 days later, you harvest the middle, and then later you harvest the very bottom, and it allows them all to mature more and to come into themselves. And,
Exactly.
so there's a lot of craft cultivators out there that do it that way.
Exactly.
So they keep it even because the bottom buds aren't maturing as fast as the top.
Exactly. Lots of variation in that one. That's that's the thing with the dispensaries. Getting mad at the dispensaries because every time we go to the dispensary, man, I always get some. The numbers on there are always pretty high, but that damn sure is not what I'm smoking on. And I went out and I spent $1,500, and I went to different dispensaries grabbing bud, and I was thoroughly upset that I was testing bud that was stating that they were 25%, 25% around that.
Right.
I started testing it to be like 15 or 16. I'm like, man, they're straight up lying to us. But
Lying.
that's the problem is that when they do the testing, part of it could be the lab because obviously they want to provide the good result. So when they do,
It's better for their pocketbook.
right. So then that's the number that they put on there,
Right.
but that's not what you're getting at the dispensary.
Right.
You're usually getting something that's the low hanging fruits.
Well, I know for a fact that certain grow operations, they will have a plant over here that they're growing for testing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, most definitely.
And they'll take that thing to full maturity. They'll take it to, they'll do all the sweet shit to it to get it to produce maximum terpenes and all that. And then they go get their COA on that variety. And then they run the whole crop. They run it through their meat market is what I call it.
Oh yes.
In their 9 weeks and it's gone, dude. 9 weeks. And it's out the door if you don't harvest in the 65 days is their turnaround time, which is just over 9 weeks, and that's because it's easy to the extra couple days. It's easy to keep your harvest straight, but
right.
they're on a time crunch.
Oh yes.
So that one might have went 10 weeks. 70, 73, 74 days till it was fully mature, and then they went and had it tested. And then the crop only went 64 days,
It's not a real representation of the crop itself.
It's a good representation of what that plant's genetically capable of.
Yeah, right.
Sorry to hear that, Vito.
But it's not what?
Vito got a 12-foot plant stolen.
Oh, that's
It happens.
Yeah, it doesn't represent what the patients or the now it's wrecked, so it doesn't represent what the clients are getting. Yeah, and I know for a fact they do that because I know people that work in these fucking grow ops that tell me they do that.
We could probably do a whole nother episode about just all the shady things that go on in the industry.
I know more than you want to know. Trust me, I know way more than you want to know. Having inside, I know way more than you want to know. So I see Zach over there. I see him over there.
See, that's probably just me.
Do what?
I'm just gonna probably have to retest it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So I didn't know if it was done. Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Right on.
So we got time. So we'll get at it again.
So yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So there are a whole lot of ways to manipulate your harvest. Okay, it's like the THCA thing. Okay, if you want a high THCA, you're going to harvest and you're going to test. And we talked about the other day, okay, and this, I just jumped off of that onto something else, about freeze drying your bud before you test it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I was to go downstairs at my grow and I was to clip off, go in my grow room and clip off a couple of buds and then freeze dry them before I had it tested, as opposed to taking buds and clip them off and dried them the old-fashioned way for 2 weeks, dry them in, proper humidity and proper dry. How would that change the test results?
My only concern with something like that would be the terpenes. Now, we're talking about evaporate, and terpenes are oil, so they don't evaporate like water does.
Right.
But
there's no heat involved in freeze dry.
And there's no heat involved. I would just be concerned. That would be my only concern. But again, with the cannabinoid profile testing, that's a very small part of that profile.
Right.
That it's low, medium, or high. So you're really just kind of like ballparking it almost at that respect. So I would think that'd be the only thing.
Well, I know that's what I do with my hash, is I freeze dry it.
You ever try liquid nitrogen? I heard nitrogen gives it a different taste. I've always been curious.
I'm curious to try it. So maybe I'll figure out how to do the liquid nitrogen in the hash. But I know I put the hash in the freeze dryer, and I know I'm not really lacking for terpenes on my rosin.
No, that's for
You
damn
know what
sure.
I mean? So,
Oh, I know. Oh,
so I don't know how it would affect that. But I mean, as far as cannabinoids, I know there are a lot of people curious about the THC-A versus Delta-9. Do you think that would keep that Delta-9 lower?
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Because there's no.
Because you gotta have the heat.
Man. So
I mean, if you're
well, heat and time. So
heat, light, and UV light and oxygen.
Right. Yeah. And so that would probably aid if you were trying to drop beneath that number.
Correct.
But still, I just want to very much emphasize that I don't feel like having a COA that says your flower is below 0.3% is going to completely protect you if you're out selling it to the general public. Okay, now if you got good lawyers and you got COAs, you got everything lined out, I'm sure you're fine. But I don't know that you should just jump out and go out and say, hey, I can legally sell this because I have a COA here. Because if they if you didn't grow that product exactly like that, and you test it, you manipulate the testing, if they come and they test the product that you're selling, and they get that Delta-9, they're still going to hit you even though you have a COA.
And it's almost a guarantee you're going to hit that. I can almost guarantee, even if you tested THCA, after some time you show up at a market or whatnot, it's gonna be over that 0.3%.
Right.
It takes almost nothing to get over that.
Right. And if they test the flower that you have there, or that they get from someone else, then it's gonna hit. And if it hits that, when they test it, you're screwed. That's the bottom line. However, I will say this. I don't know how much they are really giving a shit at this point, okay? Now, I do know that there are a lot of shops out there that are selling cannabis that's compliant because of the testing and having the COAs. And I'm all down for it, man. Hey, you know what? I don't think you're putting out a subpar product. And if we can find loopholes so the little guy can still get out there and make his way, I'm all about it, okay? As long as you're on the up and up, as long as you're not lying to your clients, as long as I'm not coming in getting a subpar, shady fucking product, whatever you got to do to get yourself through. But I know they have powerful lawyers behind them too, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, you're gonna kind of lose out no matter how you try to go about that. I've tested every Delta 8 or Delta 10 cartridge I've ever tested. Every single one of them has Delta 9 in it because that's part of the conversion process.
Right. Yeah.
So
right.
Nothing on the shelf is going to be within those legal limits.
Unless-
The only thing is hemp. Hemp is the only thing.
Yeah.
But at some point in time, when you measure the THCA, getting before harvest, by the time it's cured and everything else, you're gonna lose it. Everybody that's trying to do with the other deltas, it's gonna have delta 9, and they don't. It's really just kind of
So no
what
matter
you
what-
want to do with it, I guess.
And no matter what you do, there's always an element of risk
There's always
if
gonna be.
you're trying to market your product and you're not state compliant with the metric. Fuck those guys anyway. Did I say that out loud?
Fuck
I think I said that out loud. So anyway, he's gonna have to retest my product. Either that or it's just bunk. It's just trash.
No, it's just like usually when I'm testing, I'm like right in front of
Right.
it during the whole process. But when I,
all on that one side.
just kind of going back and forth, trying to multitask, which is not my strong suit. I'm gonna have some anomaly here and there.
Right
It
on.
needs to be retested. That's all. I just got to go through the whole process without really
Any distraction. So what I'm gonna do is, and just to show you guys, I mean, this is what Jay brought to smoke today, and that's my strawberry cream pie that we
That's in my own
harvested.
personal bag.
Yeah, we harvested, and he's keeping that shit in a Ziploc. So nothing. We're not doing anything special with this bud. And I hand this off however much you need to test, bro.
Yep.
Feel
Use
free,
what you
whatever's
Like
there.
I said, that's like
Yeah,
I probably need most of that.
yeah. Have at it, man.
Okay.
And he's going to go over here and he's going to do his test, and we're going to leave him alone and let him do his thing. And we're going to do some giveaways. So if you know somebody that should be here that got booted because of our internet, let's take a few minutes and tag people again. And I'm going to smoke the rest of my joint and talk about nothing but bullshit while we do that. So go ahead and just tag people to get them here if they're
I
on
got
the
you,
giveaways.
Chad. I'm watching Chad. I got you.
And so we're going to go, and he's going to go do some more testing and retest this stuff for me. And then we're just going to do our thing here. So we're going to do some giveaways. Zach's going to come back out here, and we're going to just have a jolly old fucking time. Huh? Uh-oh, he's got to run giveaways in there. So Zach's not going to be with us today for giveaways. It's the price we pay for being rock stars. All right. So, you got anything, Jay? What? I just feel a vibe that you got something to say, man.
I did until you said it. You asked me, and then it just
Went out the
out the
window.
window. No, I like how you can test for salves, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely get with them.
Definitely want to get that salve that the missus makes up. Dude, that's good shit,
We
bro.
didn't make it to the THCV. What's that
THCV,
all
no,
about?
we didn't talk about THCV. Well, THCV, I was looking on one of his COAs and I saw the THCV. And THCV is a cannabinoid that caught my attention a while back when I got my bee cookies tested, and it had a high content of THCV. Okay, like 3.8%, and that's considered a high content. Okay, for THCV. And what it is, it caught my attention because I looked, okay, what's THCV? Because, you get your first
It's a
COA and you get all your terpenes there and you're like, okay, what is this one? What is this? We know what
Linalool.
lineolol and beta caryophyllene. We know what, we've already been through all the terp talk lessons on that, right? We may air those again here soon also just to go back through it. But THCV, when I got down to THCV, this is an appetite suppressant.
Really?
It's an appetite suppressant, and it aids you in weight loss. So, I mean, literally, you can smoke, and the beef cookies is
So would you call
very
it?
much a testament to that.
Would you call it diet weed?
Diet weed, man.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a Ozempic of weed, bro. It's that.
I dig it. I dig it.
But no, I know that the bee cookie, the first time I smoked, okay, my partner sent me a cut of this, and he goes, "Man, you got to try this. This is the cut that the dude." Well, we were actually on the phone talking, and I was like, "Hey, man, you seen that fucking dude up in Michigan that has taught his bees to supposedly make honey with cannabinoids.
Dude, this shit.
And he's like, yeah, I know that dude, right? So then he sends me some clones, right? And he says, hey, you see that bee cookie in there? He said, that's the clone that guy used to teach his bees. I got it from him. And I was like, okay, now that's cool, right? So anyway, I grew it, harvested it. I'm like, I'm not going to keep it because it doesn't weigh enough, right? It's just little popcorn balls all over the thing, but they're solid and it outweighed all my other plants. So I'm keeping it. And so I've kept it for 5 years now. Oh, no, 3. We've only been legal for 3 years, right? Okay, so I've kept it for 3 years now.
Trace.
4? Okay, I've had it 4 years. So, anyway, that's how I get when I smoke. So anyway, I grew it, I harvested it, and the first time that I tried it, I mean, Brenda had been like hinting to me that the garage needed cleaned, and I'm one of those. I'm like, yeah, man, it sure does. Sucks to be the garage, but I do it, but on my own time. But she was like, hey, man, this garage really needs cleaning. I'm like, yeah, it sure does. So like a week later, I smoked some of the bee cookies, and I was like, I need to move that shit off that table. And I went and I moved some shit off the table. And like 2 hours later, I was done cleaning the garage. And that was right after I smoked the bee cookies. And you know, I smoked it again the next day and cleaned the yard and the shed. And I mean, it's one of those, and it's an indica. It's an indica dominant hybrid. But I want to get up and do shit. And then I noticed after I saw that THCV on the profile, because I sent some in and had it tested, and after I saw that THCV, I was like, and what it was, I thought back and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I never get the munchies when I'm smoking bee cookies. All I want to do is work. All I want to do is, you know, wash the fucking dishes, and that ain't like me, I guarantee it. I want to clean the garage. I want to go vacuum out my car. I want to be up doing shit. And then, you know, and I'm like, that's strange for an indica. And that's why I tell people it's an indica that acts like a sativa. But yeah, so anyway, blah, blah, blah. You know, that THCV does, in my experience, suppress the appetite, and it gives you, I think that's what gives it that boost of energy that the bee cookies gives you. So, but I'll tell you what,
I'm gonna start making it like my morning wake and bake, man.
if you can get it, because I'm getting ready to just like retire the bee cookies back to the rosin tent.
Okay.
I mean, we just harvested 3 plants of bee cookies and
Oh yeah.
froze that shit right
Wow.
away. We're gonna make some live rosin, and that's one of the.
So
So you know
much.
what? If you want to get a sample of the bee cookies, live rosin, or any of my live rosin that I have, for that matter, you're gonna want to be at the Sugar High Christmas party. Do you have that? Do you have that? Throw that up. Throw that up.
Without sunlight, neither a tree nor any green plant could grow.
How's it grow?
So yeah, man. So you're gonna want to be there. I'm gonna be. We're gonna have a dab bar, and also I've been flirting with the idea that if you want to bring your nug, or if you get some nug there, because there's gonna be a lot of shit given away. I think Dave's gonna bring the portable press, and we're gonna press your nug for you and see if we can get some rosin. And guess what? We're not going to charge you, because we don't charge for that shit. We ain't even going to charge you for the bags that it costs to press it, because it's not that much. But if you bring your bud to us, to our booth or table, whatever we have there, I'm not sure how that's all going to be set up, but we'll press your flower, see what kind of rosin we use, see how it presses. Has to be dry, okay? It has to be dry. Not too dry, though, or it won't flow, but it has to be dry.
Right.
And
Just right.
we're going to do that, but most important, we're going to have an abundance of frozen bag. I don't think I'm going to bring the LA Pure, man, because we don't need a bunch of people, you know, like laid out by 8 o'clock. So,
I think this one's a real
But
crowd pleaser.
if we have enough, but I'm definitely
Right.
going to bring the bee cookies, and I'm going to try to bring some frozen bag. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to try our rosin, come out there. And then again, also the New Year's Eve party, throw that up there.
Yeah,
The New Year's Eve party here at the Tree Room. Look, they got a new place, and we went down there the other day. Go there this Friday for First Fridays, and check that place out, okay? They're going to probably have a vendor drop or a pop-up, vendor pop-up there maybe. Get a hold of Renee or Randon Adams to find out and see. But we're going to be here, and we're going to have 2 dab bars here with AOD concentrates. Okay, and so come out and try our shit if you want to try it. Get out here. It's going to be a fucking killer time. That's going to be a hell of a way to ring in the new year. So anyway, off of that, hey, we wanted to talk just a minute about indica sativa. You heard me say that, and you wanted to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about this in the past on our other show and several times, so we've already kind of laid that foundation. But go ahead and tell them what you wanted to say.
All right. Yeah, so I heard you guys talking as far as, trying to tell different, we're always in the couch and then the sativa is really uplifting. But I just want to ask pretty much everybody that's watching, try to get that motor running, because I wanted to know what you guys think about that. So if you think about it with the indica, you think about where the indica plants are usually come from. Basically,
Right.
the same parallel we are. You got your Afghanis and
Right.
things like that.
Yep.
So we
Mountain regions.
So we deal with 4 full seasons. Our plant doesn't have long enough time to really stretch out the way it wants. So that's why it's always small, bushy. The leaves are broader because it's trying to capture as much energy in as little amount of time.
It's adapted to that region.
Right.
Right.
So that's why we get those short flowering times. So, and then sativas, on the other hand, you're getting more towards your equatorial base.
Right.
Now, granted, these things are subjective. I'm pretty sure there's something that could counter that point, but that's why they stretch really tall,
Right.
because they can stretch all day,
Right.
and that's why they got the long flowering times. Now, what if comes down to when you have a shorter flowering time, and if you go off of the information and you're trying to push this thing to the max, you're gonna get more of that delta 9 THC is gonna be present, which you're gonna get
Right.
ultimately that couch lock. But then you get some of these hybrids that are like a sativa hybrid, but they also mention an 8 to 9 week flowering time.
Right.
So if you're
Don't believe it.
if you're going off of that information, when in respect to a sativa plant that usually has longer flowering times up to 12 weeks, what you're doing is you're getting those the trichomes when they haven't even hit that stage of peak ripeness yet. So that's what's going to get that more uplifting. I know when I take, like, if I hit something like some diamonds where it's all straight THC, which I don't like, that shit is like, that gives me anxiety, like, right
Yep.
away. That's I won't say clear-headed, but that's what gets me all antsy and whatnot, because that's pure
Right.
THCA. And ultimately, I think what it comes down to is the flowering time. The flowering time is the biggest factor into whether you're going to get a more cerebral high or you're going to get that body high.
Right.
And the thing is, with all these hybrids now, like, you almost gotta like just forget what the package or the seed bank says that this flowering time. You're gonna have to go off your own intuition, because
That's why I teach about how to look at the resin glands to determine harvest time.
Right.
Because there's several ways to inspect the resin glands to know when it's at peak harvest. Of course, lab testing would be the best. you know, that's when you would really be able to dial it in. And I think I'm going to probably start getting with you and maybe working with you on a couple of the varieties I have
that's
to
absolutely
get that pinpointed in. But no, and you know, this is something we've covered a lot, is that there's really the difference between indica and sativa. You know, there are some genetic differences, but I don't necessarily feel like they affect the cannabinoids. You've got different terpenes, you've got different levels because of the and this is genetic, okay? So the plants are going to produce different amounts of the specific cannabinoids. And if you've got 100 different cannabinoids and every one of them is going to be a little different, it's going to make a vast array of effect, okay? Because, you know, the amount of THCA to, I can't even sit here and think of it because I'm stoned. But anyway, just take 10 different cannabinoids and mix the numbers all up and keep your THC high, but mix all these up different. You're going to get 10 different effects, you know, because you've got different amounts of different cannabinoids in every variety of cannabis. And I think the equatorial varieties of cannabis down, you know, what everybody refers to as sativas, I think they've developed different cannabinoid profiles, and that's why you get a different effect. But like you say, the way things, I mean, are there any pure sativas out there?
Shit.
Show me one, please.
Yeah, so there might be, but we ain't gonna see
I
it.
know people that do. Are there any pure indicas? There are a few pure indicas because indicas are a lot easier to grow inside. Okay, that's why we've started with hybrids, because growing a sativa inside for 14 to 16, some 20 weeks in bloom. Why does it take them 20 weeks to mature for a sativa? And all that has to do with adaptation, okay, the genetic adaptation of the location where they're at.
They're used to taking their sweet ass time.
And they're hot.
All the time.
That's why they've got long leaves and not very many of them throughout the plant, because they keep and they've got long internodes and because they have to stay cool, you know. So anyway, yeah. So just throw indica sativa out the window and start paying attention to terpene profile and cannabinoid profiles. I think you'll do yourself better, because I've got people ask me, "Hey, Mandy, you know, I got a specific patient that always wants sativas, but then she started getting some good hybrid." I'm saying, you know, you really ought to think about some hybrids, because, okay, but every time I try that, I get this. And basically it's going to come down to which variety you're using, you know, so not necessarily whether it's a hybrid, a sativa, or an indica. It's going to be the cannabinoid profile of that particular variety you're using.
Right.
That determines how you're going to act, because that bee cookie, go read it. It's the bee cookie is a phenotype of the original cut of the original seed batch of bee cookies, of Girl Scout cookies. That's all it is. It's a specific phenotype of Girl Scout cookies. Okay.
Who doesn't like Girl Scout cookies?
You know, well,
Right,
yeah. So, and my understanding is the Girl Scout cookies was reversed. The forum cut. If you guys know anything about this, the Girl Scout cookies forum cut was reversed, and the S1 seeds, and then this bee cookie is a specific pheno out of that batch of seeds. Okay, so it's basically Girl Scout cookies.
So the person that gave you the cut did it because they trained the bees.
Well, he got it from that guy, Angry Bee Orchard.
Okay.
Angry Bee Orchards in.
And what was their intent? I mean, to train the bees to
make honey
that had
THC in it.
But is that even possible?
I don't know, because they don't use cannabinoids to make honey.
Well, yeah, sure. The male plants have the pollen.
The nectar.
Yeah.
They're after the nectar, not the pollen, because bees collect nectar, and that's how they spread the pollen.
Oh, okay.
They go get
the
pollen off the male plant,
See, I thought they
Then they
collected the
fly
pollen.
over to the female plant to collect the nectar, the cannabinoids. And that's how they pollinate the plant, because the pollen's on them and they're crawling on the pistils,
But why do they have pollen
the
sacs?
calyx.
The bees have pollen sacs when they're doing that, so they're carrying.
They're carrying.
But you,
it.
no,
Yeah.
I'm just trying
That's the
to
process.
get in my.
But they're flying over to the female plant
Yeah.
to collect the nectar off the plant, which is the cannabinoids.
Okay, that makes sense.
which
I was
leads
just
me
that's
to-
the stuff I was like,
yeah.
well, they need the pollen, but I'm thinking like,
No, they don't. Use, they don't
Especially-
use the pollen for honey. They use the nectar for honey. I know.
No. Sure, that's
My
like
grandpa was a bee. My
I'm all
grandpa
about
was a
it.
beekeeper, bro.
because I consider
So,
that too, but
I
thought
kind of
that-
understand it, but I shouldn't probably, you know. But I do.
Oh,
But yeah, so it's a whole process, dude. But yeah, so anyway, you know, it's if you look at it, they're gonna say it's an indica dominant hybrid. Okay, but it acts like a sativa. I think it's because it's got Durban poison in it. That's just me. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to do some giveaways, Zachary. Sorry, guys, I'm going on and on and on. We may as well just plan on this show being an hour and a half. So you know what, guys? We're going to do some giveaways. And this is what I want to make it where you have to be here to win. But the problem with that is people come in and they can't stay. Y'all got jobs, all kinds of shit. So, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to take all the winners and then we're going to post them on the page and you can go from there to claim your prize. And you have, how long are we going to give them? A week?
Okay.
I know, but how big a dicks do we want to be? I mean, if they won, they won. Okay, so if you don't claim your prize by the week Friday,
There you go. Yeah.
if you don't claim your prize by Friday, you're shit out of luck. Okay,
Meet up on
So,
weekends.
yeah.
So
but yeah, so you'll find the post announcing the winners. It'll say right there, DM us, send the group, the page, a direct message, and we'll make arrangements to get you your winnings. How many people we have here that won on the show that got their winnings last week? How many of you are here? Throw a wave or something up on the board if you're here and you got your winnings. And you know what? I love to see hearts. I love to see all that kind of shit going on. If you guys don't mind, pretty please, stars. Stars help us earn money. So if you could throw us some stars, those are going to help us earn money. Anyway, we love stars. We absolutely love them. Hey, Jeremy did. I know Chad was too. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw some stuff out. This first one here, you get to choose. Did I say we're going to do 3 or 5 of these?
5.
5?
I don't know.
Fuck, dude. Wait. Okay, so I think I said 3. The first 3 people get to choose between 7 grams of my cannabis, 1 gram of my live rosin, or a clone. And I took a picture of a clone, but I didn't get it to Zach in time. It's right here. You can see. Let me see. It's a beautiful clone. If you can see it. It's beautiful. It is a strawberry cream pie.
Nice.
That's what he's testing.
That's what's being tested.
That's what's being tested.
That's so fucking awesome, dude.
See how that worked out? So, a strawberry cream pie clone. And you have your choice between those 3. So, I'll even throw in, if you want, a pack of the captain's seeds. So, we've got 10 packs of those, 9 packs of those to give away. 8 packs. I'm keeping 1.
They sound good.
Yeah, they are. Oh, and a big shout out to David Hogan for coughing up some Carl's cake seeds he had set back.
No
So,
shit. You
yeah.
found some.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's sent them out today. So Huge shout out to David Hogan.
Thank you,
Appreciate
David.
it, brother. I've known David since all this started. He's used to come up to Happy Rock, and anyway, so I don't know him, but yeah, we've crossed paths a couple times. So anyway, let's go to the wheel, man. So the first 3 people, good grief, dude. 80 people? Holy crapola. So the first 3 people are going to get their choice. Go for it. Spin that wheel. The Canna Corner. The Canna Corner won. All right, so Canna Corner, you can have cannabis, rosin, or a clone. All right, hit us up. Go for it, brother. Number 2. Number 2. Seth Ingram, what's up, brother? All right, again, choice between strawberry cream pie clone, flour, and I'll just do strawberry cream pie flour, and some frozen bag rosin. Frozen bag. All right. Another one. Let's see. Vicky Jones Dugan. All right, Vicky. Congratulations, Vicky. You get the choice. If you don't know by now, just rewind it a couple times. So yeah, let's do a couple more since we got so many people on there. Let's do 5. Let's do 2 more.
Nice.
All right, go for it. 2 more. Get your choice between rosin, 7 grams of flour, or a clone. High quality proven genetics too. Ray DeLana, you are a winner. You are a winner. Ray DeLana. All right, 1 more. No, that was 1. This is 2. Ooh, Patrick, what's up, brother? I think I know what he's gonna want. He might want the clone, but he's probably gonna want that frozen bag. You hear, Patrick? Patrick Perez. All right, don't we have 1 more? That was 5 so far. All right, so we did that. What else are we gonna give away?
This hat on a different one.
Yeah, we want to do the hat on a different one.
Are these already?
Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and throw one of those in for everyone. Everyone who's winning today, you're going to get a surprise pack of something Sugar High put together.
Nice.
We're going to throw that in there. Yeah, so thank you, Andy, for throwing stuff our way to give out. That's what it takes, guys, a community, you know. Whole community. Who's trying to fucking call me? Oh. Missed call. Scam likely. I don't know. Scam likely. Okay, so I know I want to give away some pre-rolls. I got some pre-rolls to give away.
Nice.
Y'all ready for the pre-roll giveaway? Let's do some pre-rolls. And it's going to be a surprise what variety you get because I don't know yet. I'm going to have to make some pre-rolls. So, all right, go for it. Spin it. Let's
What's
get a
up,
pre-roll.
Louie?
Steve Meyer, what's up, brother? Got you a pre-roll coming, my man. Give us another one. Woo! All right. John Kowalewski. Did I say that right? Kowalewski. Got a pre-roll, brother. Okay. Go ahead. Shoot another one. How many more we got?
That's 2.
That was 2?
Rolls.
Aricia Hall. You're a winner, Aricia Hall. Y'all got a few days. Okay, keep it going, Zach. Roll them. Good grief. Courtney Smith. Courtney Smith, you win a pre-roll. Yay. All right. That's 3. Here's 4. Who's this? Chasen Brett Burdick. All right, Chasen, you're a winner. Free pre-roll, AOD. All right. That was number 3. 4. One more.
That was 5. It was 6.
Hey, this is 6.
Nice.
Who got it? Who got the freebie? Curtis Moore. Curtis Moore. Let's keep going, man. We got 4 more to do. Curtis Moore, you got a pre-roll. We got so many people on here. Let's just give away some more. Go for it. Yeah, Vicky, you won. See? Tammy Quinn. Is she any relation to the medicine woman? Tammy, answer that question and you get a free pre-roll. Go for it. Spin it. Emily Talley, you win. You're going to have your work cut out for you this week. Right. Emily Talley, you win a pre-roll.
Sorry.
2 more, right? How many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2 more.
Nice.
2 more. Who will it be?
The weather's going to be like next week.
Uh-oh. Chad Larned. What's up, brother? You're a winner.
What up,
Pre-roll. That dude's going to be smoking for free for life, brother. Every week he gets his pre-roll or fucking bag of weed from here. Some people hit it, dude. We've had people hit it every week for several months, man. Yeah, every week, dude. Same name. Mike Aldana, you are a winner, and we have 1 more. Is that right, or is that 10?
That was 10.
Okay. Oh, we gotta stop sometime. That was awesome. We gave away 10 pre-rolls.
The YouTube wheel.
The YouTube wheel. Yeah. So if you're interested in winning this hat,
We got it ready.
we have it ready to go.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
it.
So I didn't realize this hat right here. All you guys who entered to win this hat on YouTube, we're gonna do that. So this is for the YouTube viewers right here. What do they win? That hat?
This hat, some bubble gum.
Some bubble gum. Is that infused bubble gum?
No, it's double bubble.
Okay, we're definitely going to send some AOD slaps, and I'm going to throw in a gram of rosin and a 1/4 ounce of high quality cannabis.
Nice.
That's some high quality dank. High
All
quality.
right, so on there, you got marked 1 through 19 on YouTube. That's how we're gonna do it. The numbers. That way we don't have to put people's emails all over. We'll be in contact.
We'll be in contact. We'll call you. Don't call us. Let's do it. Here we go. We're not going to know who it is. It's none of y'all's further-mucking business who won. Bam, 18. All right.
18.
Whoever 18 is. All right. that's it. And I think what I'm going to do is the rest of those on that wheel, just because they did what they did and hooked up YouTube, everybody on that wheel is going to get a pre-roll.
Nice.
So everybody on that wheel gets a pre-roll. Huh?
20.
So we got 20 pre-rolls going out this week. Man, I love
30
giving
total.
them away.
Nice, bro.
So, and these are quality pre-rolls, man. You know, these are good. They're made out of bud and, you know, a little trim, but mostly bud. So I'm not even going to lie. You know, there's a little trim in there, but mostly bud.
Guaranteed to smoke. If not,
Fuck yeah.
shit happens.
So that's cool. So you know what, people? We've been on here for almost 2 hours, and it doesn't even seem like it.
Man.
So he's finishing up the testing here in a little bit. We're not going to hold you guys. We all got things to do. What we're going to do is we'll let you know the results next week of this cannabis, and hit him up. Throw his logo, run his video again, man. We're going to run the video one more time about the Devil's Lettuce testing labs. Here you go. All right, so here's the thing. We're gonna put, you know, we're gonna put his link up on our page, and also he's not hard to find. Devil's Lettuce Testing Labs. I know he's got a web page, but we'll get his information up there. Call his cat. He'll come to you wherever you're at in the state, and he'll test your cannabis. And I think
That's cool as fuck.
you know, you just have to get with him and talk. $40 a pop, man, for anything but edibles, and then $50 for edibles. That's priced so that people like us can use that service, and we can have the same peace of mind and the same information on what we're growing for all general purposes as the commercial does. And and if you're looking for a COA on your stuff, get with homie. He's got them. He'll help you figure all that out. You know, he's a very resourceful guy. You know, and I really appreciate him coming all the way out here. He's from, you know, a little further away. Where are you at, man?
Man, I am still. Let me get back.
Yeah, man, come on over.
So I am local, Kansas City.
Oh, are you?
I'm
Okay.
actually a little bit east, so like in the Odessa.
Okay, yeah. I knew you were a little bit outside, so.
And if anybody's local to Kansas City, you guys even have it better, because if you get in contact with me, I usually do same day pickups. I have results back in like 1 or 2 days. There's Overgrow KC, is a grow shop in North Kansas City.
Yep.
They are a drop-off spot. Everything is there that you need. If you borrow your sample, the form, containers, tamper-proof bags, so that way that you know it's coming to me securely. Nobody's messing with it. When you do the form, it automatically pings, so that way I know right off the bat that a sample is coming my way, and I'm usually there picking it up within like an hour or two.
Right on.
But that's for the Kansas City area.
And that's
The
Overgrow
Okay.
KC.
Overgrow KC.
Where's that at?
That is right off of Parvin Road, about, what is that, like about a couple miles west of, 435 Worlds of Fun.
Yeah.
So if you go down, and then there's that shopping center.
So you're right in there, okay.
By Alter Ego.
Yeah.
and all
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
right by
Yeah.
Alter
Yeah.
Ego, yeah.
And
Right
then
where the old Safeway, there used to be a TGY in there. I grew up, that was my old kicking ground.
I
So.
mean, if they want to drop it off anywhere else, I mean, I've been working with Grow Depot, so there's multiple Grow Depot stores around the state where you could do exactly the same thing. It's just that those pickups don't get done same day like I would for all the Kansas City Gromies.
Right, because you're pretty much local to KC.
Absolutely.
Right on. So, you know what, everybody? Get a hold of him if you want your shit tested. And,
I'm
you
in
know,
Blue Springs every day, so Jeremy, let me know.
right on. Cool. So, you know what, everybody? Appreciate you being here. been a great show. Thanks for coming on, man.
Man,
I appreciate all the
Hell
knowledge and
yeah.
I really
everything,
like
man.
that shirt, dude.
Man, I got they're on my website, got it for sale as well.
Right on, man.
But of course, I'm gonna throw y'all some as soon as I get one big enough.
We'll talk, man. So, all right, everybody. So, hey, I do want to say this. I'm going to be having some competitions that we're going to be doing on the group. So if you're not a member of our group, jump over there and join our group. And, you know, I'll give you a hint. If I'm going to be doing some competitions where I'm going to ask you to post pictures of yourself, either with us or with some of our gear on, with the AOD gear or whatever. And then we're going to be releasing some new merchandise here soon, T-shirts and whatnot. We got some new artwork coming. So, but you know what, everybody? We'll see you guys next Tuesday. What are we talking about next Tuesday? Do we know yet?
I have no idea.
No idea?
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. I'm thinking that we're going to start talking about some indoor stuff. It's winter time. We might even talk about planting seeds,
stuff like
germination, some shit like that. Also, did we get all the announcements in for the events coming, bro? There you go. Put that up. The Common Ground Fair. That is next week. That's next week, okay, in Columbia. That's where the Missouri Craft Growers Cup is going to be. So get out there. There's going to be some great education. Some people in the industry that know their shit, from what I understand. And it's going to be a great little event. So get out there and support the grassroots community. Go to this. That's all I can say, man. You ready, bro?
Yeah.
All right, man. See y'all later. Peace out. Stay lifted.
Stay off the couch. Enjoy the day.
Unless it's dirty.
Turn it up a notch. Way I smoke, I need another crop. Yeah, I'm on that next level. We got that global dope, the type of resin make you overload. Yeah, I got that next level. They try to imitate, they can't keep up. I'm about to elevate. Yeah, we on that next level. I'm in a different lane. I'm always smoking and spitting flame. Yeah, I got that next level. No, you cannot fade my style. Way I'm going way up north, smell that dank for miles. Check my resume, that grade A pushing for a while. Boots laced by